A nonsense conversation about Kamala Harris running with joy being a bad thing? And guys, there's a lot of reasons that she does that. But one of the reasons is to juxtapose the hatred from the other side, which you guys are amply displaying. The other side's like, oh my God, everybody's the enemy. The immigrants are the enemy. The Democrats are the enemy. Oh, they're killing babies after they're born. All these lunatic talk. So go ahead, run your mouth about Kamala Harris. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump's still a lunatic, and the country doesn't want an unstable madman like that who doesn't even believe in America. He thinks we should terminate our Constitution. He had no problem trampling our democracy. I'm not letting that clown come in here and destroy this country.
All right, Vinny Oshana, he's a clown who'll destroy the country, an 800-pound gorilla. This is apparently these are the nice guys spreading joy.
Yeah,
well, you guys are super nice.
I have to say this, Piers. Emily, you kind of brushed over it, love, and I think you should have stayed on it. Emily's a Jewish girl, and she mentioned the strength through joy was 100% hijacked from the Nazis. It was in 1933. I have to read this, Emily. Hold on one second, guys.
Totally
I actually want to read this because Emily's right.
Totally insanity.
They ripped a Nazi. Hold on, Cenk. I didn't interrupt you. The Nazi labor campaign of 1933, that's it. It was set up as a tool to promote the advantages of Nazism. So whoever's coming up with this joy campaign, they should do a little bit more research. And you know what? Instead of going Trump and talking bad about, I don't know Anthony, I know Cenk and I respect Cenk. We disagree politically, but let's talk about the actual State of the Union right now, Piers. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but an American Jewish hostage was murdered by Hamas. That just happened a couple days ago. And also, the Hells Angels are en route right now to Aurora, Colorado, to stop a Venezuelan brutal gang, and the gang is called Tren Aragua, because they've taken over apartment complexes. They're sex trafficking women. They're doing drugs. The FBI's not doing nothing. The mayor's not doing nothing. The governor's not doing anything. Why is all this happening? You know why? Because Joe Biden is on vacation. He's still on vacation. 40% of his administration. Kamala Harris is just going around with herself, with her support human being. Who's actually running the country right now? Everybody's worried about the future and Trump, and he's such a threat to democracy. Why did he do all that stuff in the 4 years that he was here? I'm genuinely curious. All this threat and all these problems. Name one thing that was, oh my God, a threat to democracy. What was it? And what is Kamala going to do?
January
I want Anthony
6th.
and Cenk to tell me what's one thing. Hold on. What's one thing Kamala people are going to vote for Kamala for? Anthony, just random. What are you going to vote for Kamala Harris for?
Okay, Vinny, you've asked lots of questions there. I would say clearly what happened personally.
Wow, 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 folks. That was a great, great response by Vinny. Now, here's a question. Could you just turn this around for a little bit, okay? Imagine that the Joy campaign, Joy, the happiness campaign, had gone down this way. That somebody on the Trump team had said, you know what? Let's utilize Joy. Now, they wouldn't have done this, but let's assume that some idiot within the Trump campaign had said, let's use the Joy campaign. Could you imagine what the mainstream media would have done with that? Did you see Cenk the Jank of the Young Jerks? I mean the Young Turks, just roll his eyes in Looney Tunes, insanity. When Vinny was talking about this, there's a whole treasure trove of ammunition, of information on the internet about how the Nazis utilized the Joy campaign to go after the Jewish people. I can't even imagine what would have happened. All of the white supremacy questions, all of the white nationalism questions, all of the racist bigotry, xenophobic, this phobic, that phobic, would have just descended upon Trump and the Republicans for this. But because the Democrats are using it, because Kamala is using it, And they're spreading this thing around like crazy. They're getting the talking points about it. You've seen the montages on YouTube and other places. Joy, 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 joy. Joy and happiness, 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 happiness. There's joy all abounding. Everything's joyful. Everything's joyous. And I mean, you know yourselves, folks, that if this had been turned around and Trump had been doing this, I mean, they would have been skewering his campaign. There would have been a 24/7, blitzkrieg. And I'm using the word blitzkrieg against the Trump campaign and President Trump if he had, done this. But crickets, no sound. No one's even just roll their eyes and whatever. You want to hear more about this? Let's see what Piers has to say in response to this. And let's get more of Vinny's take on the other side. Let's hear this right now.
Vinny, look, Trump has got a bit of a problem here. There's no doubt the dynamic of this race changed dramatically. I spoke to Trump the night before it changed, which was a week after he got shot. He saw me on Fox saying how it was extraordinary that he was back on stage at another rally, and we had a perfectly nice conversation. And I said to him, I reckon you've got this election sewn up now because of this assassination attempt. And he went, let me tell you, if I've learned one thing over the last 3 weeks, it's that 4 months is a very long time. Anything could happen. And the next day, Joe Biden quit the race, and all the momentum has been behind Kamala Harris and the Democrats ever since. And I've detected with Trump that he's really struggled to work out how to attack the new threat. What do you think?
The thing that really pisses me off is, here's Piers. Everybody's using this talking point. Everybody. Trump's been thrown off balance. He's teeter-tottering. He has no idea how to go on the attack against Kamala Harris. I mean, this man went after Hillary Clinton. This man doesn't care whether this person's a woman of color, a minority, black, white, green, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the flavor of the month Kamala wants to call herself, Indian, Jamaican, whatever. He doesn't give a shit what she is. Did they say that he was thrown off balance and he was going after Hillary Clinton? Of course not. But that's the flavor of the month. That's the flavor, that's the idea flavor for this week. Trump doesn't know how to go after Kamala Harris. He has no clue whatsoever. He's just stuck in neutral. He doesn't know what to do. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. And then, yes, she's getting all this quote-unquote momentum. But all that are those people that were just so devastated by what was happening with Joe Biden. They were, the Democrats, especially black women, and the Democratic Party that was just there. I mean, the voters, they were just crushed because they knew they were going to absolutely be pummeled. They were going to lose. It was going to be an absolute rout. So, of course, everything went down. Of course, the enthusiasm, the excitement to get out there and vote, to go knock on doors, to be a volunteer, I mean, it is completely dissipated. And then all of a sudden, they've got somebody else. And it's not Joe Biden. It could have been anybody else. It could have been Newscomb. It could have been Shapiro. It could have been Pritzker in Illinois. It could have been, it could have been Waltz, for heaven's sakes. Anybody at the top of the ticket. Anybody but Joe Biden. And they would have had this type of enthusiasm. The only difference is this enthusiasm is actually not for Harris. That's just lip service, folks. That's all it is, just lip service that they're talking about. Has nothing to do with Harris, because this is the same person that 2 to 3 months before, when you were looking at Joe Scarborough on MSLSD, if you were listening to any of the legacy media outlets, they were asking the question. This was coming from Democratic people within the upper echelon. The same people that put the knives in the back of Joe Biden and basically slid his wheelchair up over the cliff and dumped him overside. The Pelosi's, right? The Obamas, George Clooney. I mean, all these elites of Hollywood, what they did to Joe Biden. This whole thing was orchestrated in such a way that anybody else would come. And as I said before, these same people, the questions were coming up. It was in Politico. It was all over the place. Is Kamala Harris fit to be on the ticket with Joe Biden? This is before the debate. And in the end, they were actually thinking about replacing her. She was so unlikable. 80 to 90% of her staff turnover rate. And now all of a sudden, she's a reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Come on now. But that's what's going on. And then you got people like Piers, and like I said before, it's the same thing when people are asking, even on the Republican side, disciplined, focused. He's just got to stay on message. He's got to stay on the economy. He's got to stay on immigration. He's got to stay on border safety and security. He's got to focus on jobs. And that's it. Stay away from any other attack. Don't talk about ethnicity. Don't talk about being a woman. Don't talk about her being low IQ. No, nothing like that. Just focus and be disciplined and you'll be perfectly fine because you'll make all those independents run away. Bullshit. I call BS. That's not going to happen. I hate when they tell him to be disciplined. He needs to be who he is. That's how he won in 2016. But that's how he won in 2020, except for, whatever. Anyways, let's get more of Piers.
Well, I mean, and Cenk made a good point. That establishment, the problem is the establishment and Donald Trump, and I don't care how angry, how much hate Anthony has for him, because, Anthony was fired, after 10 days, it sounds like a bitter ex-employee. Cenk has Trump derangement syndrome, whether you like it or not, brother. They hate him. What people like you don't tend to understand, Cenk, you know what people like you don't understand? Everybody is tired of that BS rhetoric. It's one man going against the establishment for us. And you know what, Piers? It's crazy. You mentioned the president of the ex-president of the United States was shot in the head, okay? And then after a week, nobody was talking about it. The legacy media, mainstream media, 98% of it.
That is so true. A president, the former president of the United States, assassination attempt, literally a few weeks ago. And off the news cycle, nobody gives a damn, nobody gives a shit. The only person whose head rolled was the director. Somebody else sat in their place, nobody else. What did they do? They put some people on administrative leave. What the hell do you think would have happened if the assassination attempt had been successful? Administrative leave? That's it? Something of this nature, and it's just over, swept under the rug. Amazing, folks, amazing.
Trump is this evil man, and there is a problem, Piers, because people are brainwashed into thinking it's all Trump. Because people like me and Emily know, we're thinking even this is bigger than Trump. Okay, This is us against that establishment. Cenk, and it's never going to go away. And just to give you a little example, Piers, about how much these people have just hate and disgust for Trump. Last Monday, he was at Arlington National Cemetery. Okay, he was invited by Gold Star families of soldiers who were murdered in Afghanistan in 2021. They invited him. They wanted photos. Guess what the media said? He's taking it. This is a campaign ploy and all this BS. You know who else was invited? Joe Biden was invited, Kamala Harris was invited, and none of them showed up. Biden was on the beach trying to use his cell phone, and Kamala was in her freaking God knows how many $1 million mansion, okay? Guys, stop, Cenk, this whole Trump talk We're done with it, okay? And if they didn't cheat, I know we're gonna get into Zuckerberg and FBI and Facebook. If they didn't cheat, you guys would be done with him in November. But that system, that same establishment, we're just tired of it.
Look at Cenk. Look at his eyes over here. Look at Scaramucci. Look at this. These guys, okay? I mean, he's absolutely right. He's right. They called President Trump. You know why they called President Trump? Because they tried to call Biden for the last 3.5 years. They tried to call Kamala for the last 3.5 years. They haven't even gotten a phone call. No condolences. No, thank you, family. No, thank you. You know, we honor and we, you know, your children, your sons and daughters, they gave their lives. They sacrificed. They gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country. And we want to honor and thank them for their service. Just a simple phone call from the President of the United States, from the Vice President of the United States. 3.5 years, the families have heard absolutely nothing. They were AWOL. The only person that actually came over to when the remains of the bodies came was Biden. Remember, he was looking at his watch a couple of times as if, you know, when's this thing going to end? I got better things to do. And where was Kamala? AWOL, wasn't even there. So as Vinny said, okay, we're tired of this BS. We're tired of this, all right? F that. We're done. Period. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasser. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, like, share, and follow. You all know what to do. Take a look at our video links above and below. I'll leave you with my final thought as always, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.